You understand what I'm trying to say? See, basically, sometimes likelihood will be calculated based on some properties. These properties, I think P, by likelihood or something. If you will keep live view here, you will get this particular property which is holding this field. C. This is the P by likelihood. C P by likelihood. You will calculate this P by likelihood in data transforms and you will set it on some activity or somewhere. You will set this property for this particular thing on a clipboard. So what will happen? This will get set it up dynamically, so, based on that likelihood, it will choose a path. If you have hard-coded it, then what will happen? If you have hard-coded it, it will actually take a path of highest likelihood and all the remaining connectors. The flow. Actions will be coming on here. Actions, but it will be coming here. The first thing is the likelihood. The total of likelihood must be 100. Okay, is that clear? Total of likelihood? Every time, every day, it must be 100. Okay, so there are so many. You can add so many outgoing connectors from this particular assignment. Shape right? See, there are so multiple points. Are there right? You can add so many outgoing characters from one particular assignment. So there are so many assignments and there is no when rule here. If you open one connector, there will not be any when condition here. Then how a Pega chooses a path, then how a Pega chooses one connector to move forward. Whenever you submit it in this particular screen at which path it will follow. Okay, it will follow based on a likelihood. Ideally, how it will follow is like which connector has highest likelihood it will follow that particular path. You understood which connector is having highest likelihood it will follow that particular path. Suppose this connector is having highest likelihood it will follow that particular path. Then you might get a question like, if suppose the likelihood is hard-coded, then what is the use of the other connectors? Every time it will choose this path. Only suppose there is one addition. There is one more, some utility is there. There is one utility. There is one utility is here, then what is the use of this utility? Like here. Every time it is choosing this path, only like here, in which scenario it will follow this path. You might get that question right. Then what will happen? All these connectors are there. It all is remaining connectors. Each connector will be having one flow action. Okay. If you double-click on, you see there is a flow action. Each connector will be having one flow action. Okay, each country will be having one flag. That particular flow action is there it. That flow action's names will be there it. Some particular name for every flow action. That means will be coming here under actions. When you open that particular case in actions, you will get that flow. Action means. So whenever you don't want to go to this path, like user doesn't want to go through this path, they will invoke that particular flow action from here. You understand, then the flow will change the path. Okay, got it right. See, these are all interview questions. Okay, these are all interview for questions, but need more clarity on it, like on which basis it getting its. It's depend on the action flow when we are supposed to mention that the first normal flow is based on highest likelihood to connector. Okay, right, the normal primary flow and all the other flows are based on how, like whatever the user chooses, that one will get involved. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yes, you didn't get that like. What I'm saying is like, see the normal, the primary flow is like, what is the highest likelihood? Suppose this is the highest likelihood of 50. Okay, or actually this is the highest likelihood of 30. These connector will invoke by default if you click on submit in this particular screen. If you click on submit, it will go and invoke this particular screen. Okay, or else the user has an option to choose from actions button. He will not click on submit in this particular screen. He will go to this actions and he will invoke other path. You understand? Oh, what you are trying to say is, depending on the likelihood, that whenever we click on some submit button or anything, that particular assignment will being called. Yeah, correct, yeah, it's all. It's all depending on likelihood only. Generally, you will be having 100. Okay, if you have only one connector, that connector will be having 100 as a likelihood value. See, don't get confused, it's a simple thing. Based on a likelihood, the flow will choose a path. Okay, which connector is having highest likelihood? It will go in that manner. Okay, suppose, if you want to invoke an other connector or from that particular screen, that these connectors are buried. The other connectors will be available here. If you click on actions, those factors will come in here. You can choose from this one and you can invoke this way or in a different manner. How to invoke that options from action button? It will come directly. It will come directly. Let me try to show you what I'm saying is. Let me. Continue. This is a screen flow. Here. Those things are not possible. Okay. This is payment information. Let me close all of this. Enter payment information. Enter payment information. This is in 3A. Here it is. I will submit this one also. Enter approval rejection. Click on confirm. Click on app service provider. Let me open a flow, guys. OK. So action will get a flow. If you click on Actions and References, it will show where this rule is getting referred. You see, this flow action is referred in this particular flow. This approval rejection flow. Now we are at prompt for enrollment rate. We are at this assignment shape. You see the name for the assignment. Prompt for enrollment rate.